Hey guys, sorry. Thought it would be better that my head actually be on camera. Hey, so it is day 69 of 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself, and this is a good one. It's actually titled Turn Your Mother Down, but I don't think the title really lends to the message, so I changed it to Can Optimism Be Learned? So the author can thank me later. So today is called Turn Your Mother Down, and you'll see what he's trying to get at as I kind of take you through this one. So this one is really good, and I think it's one of those things where, well, you know what? I'm just going to dive in because I tend to get too chatty. All right, so he starts off in this one talking about children and some psychological studies that he evaluated on where our optimism and our pessimism tends to come from. So he says that to a child, his or her parents represent the whole world. You know, that's true. We understand that. He assumes the way that his parents do things is the way that things are done in the world. In fact, there were some studies done of optimism and pessimism where the scientists discovered the same thing to actually be true. We learn how to explain the world to ourselves from our parents, and more specifically from our mothers, which is so insightful, guys. This tells us that young children listen to what their primary caregiver, in most cases, usually the mom, says about different things that are happening in the reality. So the child kind of assumes the outlook on life that the mother has. He says that children tend to make their mother's style their own style, and we can all understand and relate to that. If the child has an optimistic mother, this is great, but it can be a disaster for a child whose mother is a pessimistic mother. Fortunately, other studies show that the disaster need only be temporary because optimism can be learned at any age. So if you find yourself tending to be more pessimistic, you know, the glass is half empty kind of person, optimism is truly something you can change about yourself. Let's see. But it is not, here's where the gold is, it is not self-motivating to blame your mom if you find yourself to be a pessimist. So if you're a pessimist, it's not just your mom's fault. You've had plenty of opportunity to do the work on yourself. What works better is self-creation. To produce a voice, let's see, am I in the right place? Yeah. To produce a voice in your head that's so confident and strong that your mother's voice gets edited right on out of your self-talk. And your own voice becomes the only voice you begin to hear. So that's so insightful, especially for parents, you know, in terms of recognizing the role that mothers have on children and educating the children on hearing their internal dialogue, hearing their voice, and discerning the difference between their own voice and their mother's voice and going with their own identity within the context of that. And as much as you want to eliminate the continuing influence of a pessimistic adult from your childhood, remember that blaming someone else never motivates you because it strengthens the belief that your life is being shaped by people outside of you. It's teaching you so much about the power and authority other people have on you that is really not the case. Love your mom because it's not her fault. She learned her pessimistic ways quite possibly from her mother. And then focus on changing yourself. So if your mother was pessimistic, odds are you are probably pessimistic. And that's okay because the reality of it is you're not your mom. Okay? And so if you're optimistic, if your mom was optimistic, it's likely you're optimistic, you know? And so if you find yourself being more pessimistic and uncomfortable with it, you can undo it. It becomes conscious at the point of awareness. So this is your awareness. So you have nobody to blame now. Now that you know better, you can do better. So get out there and decide that if you don't like what's happening in your life or your point of view, that you really do have something that you do have a say in it. It's not about how everybody else is influencing you. And to the parents out there, this is where I just really encourage you to talk to your kids about, you know, how your point of view is different from what you want them to manifest in terms of their own point of view. And if you see your child going the route of being more pessimistic, recognize that you have a role. So there you go. I will see you guys tomorrow on day 70. I can't even believe it. Have a good one. Bye.